Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of.
Too much to say.
I'm your host, Manal.
And I'm your host, Anisa, and we are so excited today because
Yes.
we have a very interesting episode for you guys.
One of our favorites, to be
Yes.
honest.
But before we get into like what the episode's about and all of that stuff, I want to play a little game with you. See, story of my life, you guys, because what do I always say? My life is a movie, innit? Because it is. But story of my life is I have such a hard time just letting things go,
Right.
right? And so I came up with like this game that you and I could play today. Manal hasn't seen the game yet, just because I wanted to be like, I love Manal's authentic responses to things, and she's better at me at letting things go. So, Manal, I am gonna.
I don't know who she's lying to, but it's a practice.
You definitely better at me because I'd be like
I
struggling.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna be honest. We're gonna talk about it.
Yes, let's talk
So,
about it.
Manal, I have 5 scenarios or 5 points for you. This game, I call it to keep or let go. Okay? So I'm going to read a statement or a thing out, and you're going to let me know if this is something you're going to keep or let go. Okay. So number 1, secret crushes. Are you
Let go.
keeping... Are you keeping for excitement or let go to focus on the
Let
present?
go. Focus on the present.
No,
What?
secret crush.
I don't want a secret crush.
Really? Yeah.
I
like
don't
a
have
little
time for
secret
it.
crush. Okay.
Next.
All right. Ooh. Ex-partner's belongings. Are you keeping for nostalgia or letting go to clear space? That's a techie
You
one, isn't it?
know, let go.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any of my ex's things. So, except his kids. Oh. No, no, they're not things. They're not things.
Our producers
This
are really
is
said they're not
true.
things.
They're not. There's not things, but like I mean, yeah. And also, to be honest,
Literally, but they
this-
do look
the
like
most
him,
beautiful.
which is
Yeah,
crazy.
which is beautiful.
They
I
have the
love. I love
the
them.
biggest
But that's what I
blessing.
mean. Like,
Like-
it's not a thing,
Yeah.
but like
No, it's
they're
real.
gift. Actually, that's
real.
a great gift.
Yeah, the best. Out of everything in life, they're the best things.
They
I
are.
love them. Okay, next one. Unrealistic expectations. Keep for motivation or let go to find happiness.
Let go to find happiness. I'm very realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like very yeah, I would let go. I don't like to hold on to things that
Yeah.
yeah.
I love
Like
that.
I'm a little bit of a dreamer, but I feel like maybe at this stage of my life I'm more like I want it to make sense. It has to be
Yeah.
realistic.
It
Otherwise
does.
I end up hurting myself in the process.
You know what? Kept it real, baby girl. Past betrayals. Keep for lessons or let go to heal.
Keep for lessons or let go to heal?
Past betrayals. And when someone's betrayed you in the past, you like let it go to heal or just keep it for a
Yeah,
lesson?
let it go to heal.
Yeah.
But in the process you learn from it, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
so my theory is that whatever you experience, you eventually learn a lesson from it, right?
So do you let it go?
So eventually, yes, yeah, I let it go.
Okay.
Like if let's just say, for example, someone that I like had a disagreement with, maybe 4 years ago or something. Now it's 4 years later. I'm healed. It's done. It's expired.
Okay.
Bye.
And then I've got one more for you, and then I've sent you some so you can ask me as well. The last one for you is social media connections. Keep for networking or let go to reduce drama. Do you like unfollow and block people
Unfollowing what?
on social media? Do
Yes.
you like unfollow people? Do you block people?
I do unfollow and I block, but honestly, I don't even pay that much attention to
Yeah.
social media. So it's like I'm indifferent.
Yeah. Do you know what
I neither keep it for
Yeah.
networking or like I'm.
like just in case you might need the person? Do you know what I've fallen in love with?
Nah.
I'm not really good with like blocking or unfollowing, but I love this little mute button. I was like, it's a little bit,
You know what the mute
I love
button?
a good
Yeah,
mute
it's like
button.
boundaries. Stop.
Yeah. I just like I don't want to be dramatic and unfollow
Right.
you, whatever. But the minute I'm like mute people, I really just forget like they're there.
Their existence.
And it's like,
But you know what? It's equivalent to like the WhatsApp archive.
if anyone takes my phone,
This is a
listen,
lifesaver. 2 things I did to be able to like practice my art of letting go. Two things I did. One was the archiving and the mute. The archiving of like WhatsApp chats is incredible because someone, remember back in the day, like you're waiting for someone to respond and then you see the blue tick mark. First of all, I removed my read receipt from my WhatsApp. So I don't know if you read, and you don't know if I read your message. I will respond when it's time for me, because people are always like, oh, that person read my message, but they haven't responded. It's been 1 day. It's been 2 days. The last period, you know, they were last online at like 9 p.m. What were they doing at 9 p.m.? You know what I mean? So I'm like, eliminate this.
Take it out. Yeah.
Take it out. The red receipts, the putting them in archive, and now the mute.
The mute. The mute is something.
Those have saved my life.
Listen, I gotta get on that because the archive, for me, first of all, I'm so bad at responding to messages. You know what I mean? That's my biggest thing. Like, I will just be like, oh, I'll get back to that later on, and I just completely forget, and then it's too late to get back to it. So I struggle with that.
Yeah.
But have you got something for me to?
Yes, I do. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Old love letters, keep for sentiment or let go to move on.
I mean, I don't have any, but if I did, I would have kept it.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. I would have kept it.
Yeah.
For what it was at that moment. I just like,
I think it's a good memory.
Yeah.
Of something good.
Even if they were
equivalent to like a message maybe from.
Yeah. Oh, messages I've kept.
Yeah.
Like.
I've emailed them to myself.
Someone once sent me. Have you emailed them to yourself?
Absolutely. Email chat.
I don't know why I got distracted.
The entire chat.
The email chat and everything?
The whole thing.
You've emailed it to yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Someone once sent me a poem. And it was the sweetest thing ever. And I just was like, I like this. We're no longer together, but like I've kept it. A poem in this day and age.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
You are my apple and something. What was it?
You're my apple is wild, Anisa. You're my apple.
That wasn't what it was.
Roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, just like you.
That was sweet.
Okay, next.
Okay.
Negative self-talk, keep as a caution or let go to boost your confidence.
You know my struggle with that. I always do it. I fall into it, which is really bad. But you always tell me to let it go. Like I'll be like saying something like, don't.
No, that's
do
not
that.
true. You're actually, I don't hear you negative self-talk yourself.
Manal, how many times
negative?
Manal, how many times have I been like, I don't really like this? You're like, stop, don't even go into this. Like
yeah.
With you, I'm like that, but with other people, I'm not.
Yeah, okay,
like,
but
online, like people who don't know me think I'm fine, but when we are talking,
it's different.
So I gotta learn to let it go.
Yeah, but I think a little bit of negative self-talk is sometimes healthy in a weird way. I'm not saying talk negative to yourself, but because it's weird, because I feel like there's also like a little sense of truth to it, and it gives you an opportunity to just look back and be like, what am I doing, or why am I thinking this, or what can I do better?
What can I do better? No, I love that.
Dreams of a perfect relationship, keep for inspiration or let go to embrace reality. I'll answer this one for you.
Please.
You're the queen of manifestation. So she's like, I am holding on to the dream of... No?
I've been calling Manal and I've been like, I'm getting married.
She's gotten married like 5 times this year. 5 times this year, guys.
To the same, yeah. But you know what's funny? I will say something is going to happen, and it always happens, and then everyone just laughs at me, like, "Well, no." Like I dreams are like where I exist.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful. You gotta let it go.
I can't let it go.
Don't,
because I'm delulu like that.
No, I think it's beautiful to have to dream of like being in a relationship, to being in love. I think it's just. When
it's actually happening, and then you're saying the manifesting, it's the two things happen at the same time is the funniest.
That's the craziest.
So I'll be calling and I'll be like, girl, listen, so I've got the baby names, and she'd be like, wait a minute.
The other day, remember when we did the whole ChatGPT,
the whole thing. We were looking at this whole thing, and it's just like you have to.
Please plan for in 2 months
the wedding.
A wedding
with the
make it. And you know what? ChatGPT did a great job. I want to see if maybe later we can bring it out.
Back into it later on. But yeah,
no, we can't.
Okay, no, we'll leave it for now.
We can't do it.
Okay,
there are privacy reasons. It's fine. Okay, fear of vulnerability, keep for protection or let go to build deeper connections.
Oh no, me being vulnerable. I'm not afraid of. I just get scared of like when it happens, because I won't have nothing to say, and then I'll have like a 12 a.m. crash out on the phone with Manal where I'm like crying real tears, and it'll be like from something from like years ago, So yeah, I'm not afraid of it, but I just get scared of like when it happens.
When it happens, yeah, because it's foreign to you.
Yeah.
We talked about this in
Remember,
Ramadan.
I was like, you're like, Manal is way more vulnerable than me. She'd be like more expressive with her emotions. But me, when it happens, it shocks me. And then I'm calling her and I'm shocked and I'm offended that I feel this way.
That she feels this way.
And she's
I
like,
remember I
"No."
told you, I was like, I don't know if you let go of your guard. Like, I don't know if you just relax. I feel like you're always so like,
and I
you
don't.
know, and I think.
And I don't. And it's like what I do for a second, she sees it and she's like, this is normal. This is what
I know. I'm just like,
normal.
I'm like, it's normal. You're experiencing normal human emotions.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is not supposed to be happening to me.
To me. No, it's the funniest thing. Sometimes I feel like our phone conversations, if we ever recorded them, it would be hilarious.
I hope no one's ever listening in.
Yeah.
Okay. Comparisons to others' relationships. Key for motivation or let go to appreciate you?
No. Let go.
Let go. Not even for motivation.
No. Because look around us. The people that we think are the most lovey-dovey and have like the best relationship, there's always something. Like,
yeah, I think they also like I think it's healthy to keep people in your surroundings that have healthy relationships.
Yes.
Because it also gives you an idea of like how beautiful it is to be in a healthy relationship.
But I can't compare mine.
Yeah,
to
without
that.
the comparison.
Yeah, because I'll
just as an inspiration.
Yeah, like I don't mind like a double date or whatever, but then it's like, and then I don't want to look at him and be like, well, you're not doing A, B, and C. No. Like I don't want that for him, but it is something I think that we
so
like.
For inspiration, maybe.
Inspiration, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that for us.
I like it. This was a good one.
So Manal, honestly, we touched upon it a little bit in the beginning, but like this episode really is about the art of letting go. And like, but I struggle with it. We're going to talk about it. So question of the week. What was the craziest, scariest thing in your life that you had to let go of, even when you didn't want to, or you thought you couldn't let go of it? What was that for you?
The craziest and the scariest. I mean, I feel like there were two, but I think one of them was probably the most scariest because I think it was the most life-altering decision. Like I knew once I made that decision, my entire life was going to change, and that was choosing to get divorced.
Yeah.
So I think after my ex-husband left and was gone for about 7 months, I was like, right, there's something I need to do. I have to now let go. And the process of like getting the divorce and going to court and saying like, and I backed out so many times before I actually finally went, because I knew that this was going to have a major effect, because me divorcing myself, not him divorcing me, that was the big decision, because I'm like, am I ready to be raising?
Right?
What?
It was a khula. What's it called in Arabic?
Not khula. From his side, not from me.
Okay.
No, khula is like I think it's like when the woman leaves the house.
Okay.
But he left.
Okay.
So the idea was like going through that. I went to the court like 2-3 times before I finally decided that that's what I wanted to do. But I backed out every time because I was like, this is going to completely change what the next day in the morning is going to look like. Tomorrow morning is going to look completely different. There's none of this. I think that was the biggest. But I also feel like it's like letting go of like these kind of going through these kind of like very challenging experiences. Big ones are the ones that the most growth happens from. Yeah, and I surprised myself. So that would be the scariest.
The scariest one.
That was the scary. It was the scariest and the most. I don't think I've let go of anything else that was like that major. I can easily like now.
Yeah, you're really
now it's fine.
Manal, I don't think you see yourself the way, like obviously your friends see, your closest friends see you. And you have a really unique approach to things that I love, and I'm learning as we're friends. It's like in the moment when you have an issue with something, you address it right there and then. You don't laugh past it. You don't nothing. Right there and then.
This is new.
And then you let it go. It could be new for you, but like it's refreshing, right? Because when I think about like things and like I've had situations with people, friends, whatever. But I think for me, the craziest thing that I had to let go, and like I when I was driving over here and I was like, do I really want to talk about it? But then I thought, you know what, let's just be honest and open.
This is an honest space. By the way,
Yeah.
this is an honest space. Like, we don't make shit up. We don't.
No,
Oops,
we keep
don't
it.
things up.
We we keep it open.
Mhm.
For me, the thing that I had to let go is I had to and I hope my family don't come at me for this, but like I really just had to like let go of like the idea of the dad that I thought I had to the one that like he was after he passed away. Right? So let me just run it back a little bit. My father, our parents did the best they could. But really he wasn't there. Like he was older when he married my mom, so he had us a little bit later. And especially me, like I'm one of the youngest. I have loads of siblings, but like I'm the third youngest. So like me and my younger siblings, I probably would be like the last one that had like any type of like real relationship with him. And so he just was like in and out of our lives, and I just couldn't understand it. And from my mom, it was always like, like my dad would come to London and he'd be there for like 2 weeks and then he'd be gone for the whole year. And then he'd come another time and then and it was always like, I just couldn't understand it. But I couldn't ask him the questions of like, why are you not here? Because it was it was wrong. It was like whatever, right? But then all my friends have like their dad is coming to this event at school, is doing this, is doing that. And I was just kind of like, and my mom, bless her heart, mashallah, like I love her so much. She was just like, he's still your dad. There's still that level of respect that you have to have. But she just kind of like covered for him as much. So Allah yarhamah,
Allah yarhamah.
when he died, I I flew from here when he was sick before he died, and got there just in the nick of time when like the day I landed the morning that they like that Friday morning in the afternoon they pronounced him dead. But what made me sad was because he was so in and out of our lives, not everybody came to the funeral. Not all my siblings came. And I kind of was like, everyone's relationship with their father is so different, but they had already grieved him years ago. Whereas I still, even until the fact that he was dying, like even after he died, I still felt like that wasn't fair though. Like, can I have a redo? That wasn't the dad I had. Like, it's not fair that that's the dad I got. And it wasn't until years later that I had a conversation with my mum, and I actually sat her down and I was like, "Koya, that wasn't fair. Why didn't we understand why he was never around?" And my mum was just kind of like, "We did the best we could." For me, it was all about keeping you guys as a family unit, keeping you guys in one home, looking after you guys, raising you guys. For him, it was whatever it was, but you need to let it go. And I was just, I can't let it go because I don't have the answers. And so then sometimes we want to have the answer and then be correct in the answer and then let the thing go. But that taught me, like, no, your dad, Allah yarhamah, he died. You have to let it go and you have to forgive him and you have to just be at peace with this is the card that you're dealt with. And alhamdulillah, even though, he wasn't there, kind of still turned out okay, So my piece of that was in 2022, I went to Umrah, and my way of like letting go and forgiving him was I did Umrah in his name.
That's so
And I was just kind of like,
Mashallah.
whatever he could have done, he probably would have. But my dad wasn't a mean man. He never hit us. He never did anything wrong. He just wasn't there. And so I had to let that go,
Yeah. And
So.
then in the book I'm reading that I was talking to you about,
Mel
it says
Robbins,
about
yeah.
Mel Robbins' Let Them Theory. I think it also speaks about like we look at people as though they're like fully healed, fully everything.
Yeah.
And we often look at our parents as though they're fully healed,
Oh my God.
fully like they're adults, like, they're in, but sometimes also the cards that they've been dealt,
Wasn't fair.
the challenges, the
it wasn't
experience that
fair.
they've had. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. That's
No, I
really,
mean, at
it's
the end of the
like-
day, like I have a lot of love
it's-
and respect for my family, and I would
Yeah.
never I always kind of think like the way I talk about things, it's not to talk bad on my family because listen, I will ride for my family.
Of course,
through and
they know
through.
that. Yeah.
But I think the reality of like growing up in London, in a single parent household was just that's just what it was, and it was when you look around and like there was a few other people that were like that. But when I think about it, our parents fled war. They fled they have their own trauma that they had to deal with by leaving their home country to come to another
Absolutely.
country, raise all these kids, try and keep the culture in the house, try and keep the respect and the religion, and they did their best.
That's a
And
lot.
I'm grateful for the fact that again we could have turned out so much worse, but alhamdulillah, we
Alhamdulillah,
didn't.
we
You
didn't.
know.
But so
And
many,
so-
so many things that could have happened to them. So many things that they've experienced.
Yeah.
So many challenges that they face, and then suddenly you have this family and you have these kids
Yeah.
that are looking up to you.
Yeah.
But you're continuously feeling like I'm empty.
Yeah.
but I still have to serve you because
Oh yeah.
you're my responsibility.
And
So
may
it's
Allah
like,
bless our parents. I till
yeah.
today, and inshallah, may
I
we
mean, yeah.
make them proud and like meet them in Jannah. But I think the craziest thing was like, how do you let go of how do you learn to let go when you don't have the answers? And I think a lot of people struggle with that. Like a lot of people struggle with like, if I am about to let this go, if I am about to let this situation that's hurting me, if I'm about to let it go, I need answers. And with my divorce, with the passing of my father, those two very significant endings things that have ended in my life, I had no answers for either one of them. And so I had to go and like give myself closure, and I had to go and answer the questions for myself to find my own peace and to be okay with that scenario being what
it's
it was.
almost like writing it on a paper and like letting it go.
Literally.
Because you have no control of other people.
None.
We have no control of how other people are going to perceive us, react to us, be how they're going to be, how they're going to treat us. We have no control over it. But we have control over us and how we deal with the situation. The other thing is, I always say this in my head, people will always meet you where you're at.
Absolutely.
So it's like they will meet you based off of like how they see you. So if, you know what I mean? Like, and they will only serve that part of you. And I just think, just think of it like letting go. It's like writing down something that is bothering you on a piece of paper and just throwing it away, burning it, just. And
so
then
what would you say like what's your like if we can give like our listeners and people watching like how to manage it? Like for me, when I'm now learning, it took me until 2025 because to let go of big things like that, like divorce, death, they take time and they take a process. But what I'm now learning is to let go of like the day-to-day things, the things that people say, the comments in the on social media, the DMs that people send, like things that's like day to day. But if you don't learn to let it go like as quickly as possible, it can actually ruin and affect your day. Like, what's your like tips and tricks for that?
My tips and tricks is read the book. Because I mean, imagine my divorce. It took me only 7 years to let go and to not carry all this like hate and like anger. I'm just like, I leave it to God, and alhamdulillah for our faith and for our iman and for our religion, that we can say, I leave this and I give it, I surrender to God, and I will let fate take care of this person. I'm more like that. I always know, like, if you do me wrong, there's no way. It's not just me, but like if you do anyone wrong, and if you're not moving again from your center, from your core, but the actions that I would take is literally saying, let them. And so when you also let them, and this is something that she speaks about in the book as well, she says let them, and then she also says let me, because other people are allowed to behave in whichever way. Someone will disrespect you, judge you, send you messages that, like, they will cross your boundaries in whichever shape or form, but it's how you react to it. So let them, but let me. And I promise you, the moment you say it, I've been doing this only for like I've taken a very long time to read the book.
But for real.
But for the longest time, because it's not, you can't finish it. Like, I'm reading it, but I'm studying it, so I'm taking time. But as I'm reading it, I actually practice saying the words, let them.
I love that.
And so I've had like a couple of situations, the kids, for example, would like sleep late or whatever, sleep late and like I would end up getting frustrated, and I just go, oh my God, just let them. You know what?
They figured
by
it out.
8 p.m., by 8:30, 8:45, even 9 o'clock, they're in bed. And I'm like, we're still all alive.
Yeah.
And everything in life moves on. Another situation was when I had to take some time off. And I was concerned about work. And I was concerned, and this is not just to speak about what's going on, but more about the steps that I took. I had to let go of work. I was like, the kids are independent. My friends, everybody... There's nothing I can do. I've got to take this time off. Nothing changed.
Everything just went on.
Turns out I'm not the center of the universe.
No, it wasn't like that. It was
right?
More,
you know what? No, because there is
mind,
a big part. Like, we have an ego.
Yeah.
You think that the world's gonna collapse if you stop for a day.
No, I get it.
So,
Yeah.
so I think those would be my tips. It would just be like get out of your head, and you're not the center of attention. You're not the center of attention. You are not going to change anything
Yeah.
right now. Just let go of
Let
what people
go.
are,
Yeah.
thinking or how they react to you. Walk away,
Yeah. Walk away is good.
but say it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what? I was having a conversation yesterday with one of my friends, and she is she's like talking to this guy, and like as usual, he's ghosting and whatever. So she was like, "What should I do?" I said, "Listen, for me, if I am sending you a message, if I'm reaching out to you, if I am like trying to have a conversation with you, and like you reply late, whatever. First of all, I give you like the moment. Like to be honest, I'm really late to reply at things because genuinely I am busy doing things. But there's the benefit of the doubt, and then there's like someone who's really just not interested, right? So I said to my friend, I was like, listen, I set her this task. I was like, 30 days, spend 30 days not talking or reaching out to someone, even though you care about them, even though you love them, even though you want to be with them, and just see what they would rather do. In 30 days, first of all, it gives time for your body and your nervous system to kind of like recuperate and like really understand. Because sometimes we'll decide we don't want to be with that person and we don't want to be around them, whatever. But it takes like a while for our body to also catch up. So I said to her, she's got homework. So I said, you've got 30 days, the 1st of May, and then she's got until the end of May to not contact him, to not reach out, to just spend time away from him. And then see after the 30 days if this is something that she feels is still worth pursuing, because more likely than anything else, she probably won't want it. It's just her nervous system and her body that's telling her, oh, text him, reach out to him, message him. But the reality is, if someone can go time without messaging you, and this is like, this conversation was like, he didn't message her for the last 3 weeks. So I was like, okay, so if he's not messaging you, just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
No, if he's not making an effort, let it go.
Them. Absolutely.
And not just let them. When you let someone go, you also see what they would rather do. And for me, that's the most telling
so
thing.
it's like let them do what they need to do. Let them heal.
What they would
let them talk
rather
to
do.
themselves.
No. Let them do what they would rather do.
Yeah.
Right? Because it takes 2 seconds to reply to a message. It takes 2 seconds to make a plan, whatever. But when I see that you notice, because people know. People know what they're doing when they're doing what they're doing. It's for real. People know when they're not replying to a message. They've seen it. They've seen that you've sent them something. I always say, let them go and see what they would rather do, because that will tell
the
me.
The thing about let them is don't even wait to see.
No.
It's just
with time, you'll see what they would rather do, because it wasn't messaging me back. So with time, it's like, well, do I want to be connected and talking to and be entertaining someone who is okay to not even see if I woke up this morning? Stop.
No, absolutely.
That's a big thing.
I think it's a really big thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just feel I can't wait to finish up the book.
So we're gonna circle
let
back.
them and let me, and also
I want a proper review from you, because I'm gonna read the book when you're done.
And it's also like I will stress it. It's when she says like let them, and the let me part she says in the book is even the more let me, because why are you're serving someone else's needs and you're meeting someone else where they're at. No, let them meet you where you're at.
I love that. No, that's amazing.
So
no, I love that.
Right.
And speaking of people,
this is interesting.
Now honestly, we're gonna come back to this book review, because I really, really want to hear like what you've like taken away from it and how you've practiced it in like real life after you're done. Manal, I actually got sent in a dilemma through DMs for us, right? And I wanted us to like really read this dilemma because it's so interesting and give our most honest feedback, okay? So, hey ladies, I love watching your podcast, honestly. I have a dilemma and I need your help. For some context, I'm 24 years old and Somali, living in Bristol, UK. There is a guy I am obsessed over, and we are talking about marriage and being together forever. He's also Somali, and he's older than me. He's 36 years old and lives in London, UK. I know he's the man of my dreams, but the issue is...
Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
You guys, the issue is he has a girl in his life who his family wants him to marry. He says...
Oh, that sounds familiar.
He says... I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together. Okay, guys. He says.
I mean, no, not about the
No,
girl.
no.
About another.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna.
It's okay. Listen.
He says I'm his soulmate and the one who he really wants to be with. So he is asking that I wait. He says he will marry the girl this year in September and then will divorce her a few months after just to make his family happy. And then, after some time has passed, he will marry me. He says he loves me and that he wishes we had just met sooner, but that he can't live his life without me and that the only reason he's doing this is to make his family happy. I'm really torn because I want to wait for him, but I don't know if that's the right thing for me to do. I will be watching, so please give me advice. Also, she put in brackets, from your Hoyas, please, because I need their input as well.
هوي معان magaalada niman fiican waa ka buuxaan ilaahay wuxuu kuu qoray baa helaysaa hooyo macaan translate it please
because so my sweet darling, there are plenty of men in the town and whatever's written for you you'll receive.
It's very
my mom,
easy.
First of all,
we don't chase.
First of all, my mom would be like, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. First of all, she would invoke God. And then she'd be like, maxaa ku waaliyey ma inaad nin yani wuxuu soo maray doono kuu sheegay ma maqlaysid horta kuma rabo وبعدين waxay rabtaa inaad noqotid naagta u soo laaban doona yaaba ku yidhi inuu kuu soo laabanayo. Who knows haddii u macaanaanayso naagtan inay israaceen. So my mom would be like, why would you even put yourself in that position to be second for someone in the hopes that he's going to come back to you? Who even said he would come back to you? What if it's nice and he likes it and he likes to be married to this girl? What if it turns out to be, that girl turns out to be, you know, the woman of his dreams? And then my mom would also be like, what would you do if she got pregnant?
Well, I will say this from experience. Eventually it will come back and that person will come back and he will express how, you know, he went into a potentially loveless marriage and now that he loves you. This is what happens. It's what happens. It's the truth.
No, but
people need to know.
No, yeah. He's telling her. He's pre-warning her.
I know, but
he's telling her from the beginning, like, I'm about to enter. You're saying like he'll come back and say, "Oh, that was all a mistake."
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's telling her, "I'm about to make a mistake." Well, a mistake. I want you to wait for me. First of all,
no. We don't wait because it's not. This is not a bus stop. Sorry, we're not waiting. It's not like just wait, sis. You're also in the wrong. Because you should not be talking to a man that is already in a relationship with someone that is potentially getting married. Because that sounds like a serious relationship. They sound like they've already named their
September.
Kids. Yeah, they're already, they're probably like named their kids.
Look,
they speak about very,
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
So.
I'm play devil. I don't think she's wrong the fact that he's in a serious relationship. No, don't think that's the part that's wrong. I think the part that's wrong is how dare he want to have his cake and eat it too. That's what's annoying me. He's 36. He's 36. And she's 24. Mm-hmm. How dare he say to her, wait for me? Like, what the hell does she look like? Sis, stand up.
You are smart, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you are capable.
Absolutely.
You just have to, I think the world is bushing us to make hasty decisions, get married, have children, live,
he's the man of my
build
dreams.
a family, buy a house. Oh my God, a man like this will never come back again, and will never come back to me again. He will. It is because there's a higher power that is not you or him.
And also, like, because you're correct. I don't want that karma. I don't want the girl that he's marrying is also bint nas. Like she's also
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, sis, you're in the wrong as well.
Yeah, it's like she's also the girl who he wants to wait is one person. She's bint nas. She's someone's daughter. But then the girl that the family want the guy to marry is also someone's daughter.
That's what I'm saying.
It's also a situation, and I get it. Yes, families will be doing this whole thing. Yes, you have to marry. Could be a qabil thing, a tribe thing. Could be whatever the reason is.
First of all, it's 2025.
Absolutely.
There's no this whole like you have to marry someone else. No one's forcing anyone. It's 2025. Let's stop let's just stop playing these games.
Yeah.
There is no Somali family in 2025 that's forcing another family. We are not living. We shouldn't be, and a lot of us are not being forced to be. Like there's not, unless we live back in like so where the culture and traditions are.
Yeah, she's in Bristol. He's in London.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're not back in Somalia. Where you're being protected, and she's like this is a marriage of interest or no.
Sis, here's our sisterly advice. Let him go. Because for real, let him go. The thing is, sis, you think right now because he's in your vicinity, someone you're talking to every day, you've built this routine, good morning, good night, how's your day, what you doing, You've built this whole thing of like this person has to be in your life, right? That's what you're holding on to. But the actions that this man has shown you is a completely different projection. He has said he is marrying someone in September. It's a done deal. It means that like they've done the things to do the things to get married. Yeah. It's a set deal. You're a little bit behind in the fact that you're not watching what he's doing, you're watching what he's saying. And I always say, just watch what people are doing, not what they say. Because at the end of the day, he's shown you.
But also imagine this. Just imagine one day you are in an emergency. You have to get your car fixed or something has to be done. But you can't call him because he's with her and her in-laws planning the wedding reception. So
listen, sis, as sweet as this might seem, and you might feel like you're losing, the same God that made this. I don't know how long you guys have been talking. Mm-hmm. You didn't know him maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Let's say at 18, you never knew this guy existed. So what's to say that the right man for you isn't even on his way? You still don't know. In one weekend, things can change and you can meet the love of your life. You never know.
Even if the whole, I'm going to circle back to you, it's a no. It's a no.
You just haven't been chosen. Like, you have not been chosen. So I think at the end of the day, like, sis, thank you for watching our show, first of all.
Thank you, absolutely. And thank you for trusting us with this.
We take it from two. I was telling my friend the other day, I was telling CJ the other day, I was like, I am a heartbreak warrior.
Can you remove your hand from your chest?
I don't know why I was like holding my chest, but I'm a heartbreak warrior because I think more than anything else, I'm constantly like recovering from stuff. And not just love. I'm just like constantly recovering from friendships, work, whatever, but your heart's in it. So it's like heartbreak warrior. So sis.
I think the lesson for the episode and for you is it's time to let go. It's time to let you do the things and that you want to do, fulfill your dreams, move on. Don't be stuck waiting for someone else
to choose you.
Use the entire episode as a guidance because we have been, in different kind of scenarios, but we appreciate you coming to us with this question because it is a very sensitive question. And we understand. We don't want to take the heart away from it. So we understand that the heart wants what the heart wants.
Yeah, sis. And we're not talking from like an empty place. Trust me.
We have been there. I mean, I didn't wait. They just
circle back.
They just circle back.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up the episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate your feedback. If you want your dilemma to be featured as well, feel free to send it through to us on Too Much To Say Podcast on Insta or in the comments down below.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We love knowing that your feedback is coming in and we just appreciate all your support. Thank you so much. And that is it.